Today you find us with 4 extremely tasty supercars and 1 empty runway. I think a few tests are in order, but I think we'll pair these cars off because Nissan's GT-R goes very well with Porsche's new 911 Turbo S. They're both turbocharged, they're both all-wheel drive, and they've both got dual-clutch gearboxes. And I think we'll pit Lexus's new LFA supercar against Mercedes' new supercar, the SLS. They're both rear-wheel drive, they're both naturally aspirated, and they've both got very similar power outputs. But which is fastest over a standing kilometre? First to line up are the 911 and GT-R, and I'm in the Nissan. Look at that, we've been whipped already. Now, unlike the first GTRs, these later production models don't have launch control, and we're already losing out to the Porsche off the line. But it's also got more horsepower, it's got 533 horsepower, and it's only got 478. Look at that, it is disappearing, and it's still pulling out the lead. So that's round 1 to the Turbo S. Next up, it's the front engine supercars. Right, this is pretty special. We're in one of the only 500 LFAs that Lexus will make. Now, what's interesting is that both this and the Mercedes got pretty similar power outputs, about 560 PS. The engines couldn't be more different in the way that they produce their power. Big capacity, somewhat lazy V8, smaller, high intensity, high revving V10. The SLS has got a slightly better start than us. Run into a bit of traction issues. It is a little bit quicker, the SLS. But Christ, what an engine in this LFA! It sounds sensational! So it's Germany 2, Japan 0, with both the SLS and the Turbo S going through to our final shootout. But we couldn't have the Germans having it all their own way, which is why we've got a bit of homegrown talent to keep them honest, in the shape of this, the Noble M600. Now this should be interesting. Right, so we're in the Noble, and shall we say it's a little bit more primitive than the other two. We've got rear-wheel drive, we've got a conventional manual gearbox, and we've got no launch control. So it should be a bit more tricky off the line, but I reckon with 650 horsepower, we've got a good chance of being first to the kilometre marker. It's relatively tricky to get the Noble off the line because turbocharged delivery is quite easy to end up with too much wheel spin or it bogging down. But if you get it right, Jesus, does it hook up. The Porsche's ahead, but it really can't match this power, and we just fly by a Porsche. 173 miles an hour. I'm not going to stop for the turn. No way. There you go. It can't match the Turbo off the line with its all-wheel drive traction and launch control. But once this gets into the metered 3rd gear and 4th gear, it just claws back that advantage. It goes straight past the Turbo. And the SLS hasn't got a hope. So there we have it. If you want to go really quickly, you can forget your fancy dual clutch gearboxes and all-wheel drive. What you need is power, and lots of it, and preferably teamed with minimal weight. And that's a recipe the Noble M600 does to perfection.